The phone rings. You see the number. You already know what kind of call it is. And before you answer, you take a breath. Not because you're nervous, because you already know what the next 20 minutes are going to feel like. You answer. You've been the English person for a long time, maybe since you were 12, maybe since the first week. Your family arrived. Maybe since your parents realized that you were faster at it than they were, and then that became the way things worked. Nobody decided. It just became true. You are the one who calls the bank. You are the one who reads the letter that came in the mail and figures out if it's important. You are the one who sits on hold for 40 minutes, staying calm. While staying calm is taking something out of you. And when the call is over, you explain what happened. Not just what was said, what it means, what they should do about it, whether they need to worry. That last part is where it starts to change, because at some point you stopped just translating. And you started deciding what to translate, how much, in what order, with what weight. The call ends. Someone asks, "What did they say?" You start explaining. And halfway through, they say, "So it's okay." And you pause. Not because you don't know the answer, because the full answer is longer than they're ready for right now. And you say, "Yeah." And the conversation moves on, except for you. You are still back there with the part you didn't say. At the doctor's office, the phone was on speaker. The doctor said something. Then everyone looked at you, waiting, not for the words, for you to tell them what they should feel, how worried they should be. And in the 2 seconds between hearing it and saying it, you are doing something that has no name. You are deciding how much reality the person next to you can hold today. The doctor said something. You paused. Longer than usual. Then you said it. Everyone nodded. The appointment continued. And you drove home. And on the way home, you kept thinking about one word. Not whether you translated it correctly. Whether you translated it at the right weight. Too light, maybe. Or maybe right. You don't know. That's the part nobody talks about. You will translate things and never find out if the person understood what they needed to understand. The doctor, the lawyer, the immigration officer, the hospital form. You did all of it. And some of it you will never be able to go back to. There is a version of this role that is heavier than the translating. It is the deciding what not to say. The doctor said something. You paused. Longer than usual. Then you said it differently. They never heard the heavier version. You've done this more than once. The letter that wasn't as alarming as it actually was. The call that ended with more uncertainty. Then you passed on. The question you answered with a shorter version of the truth, because the full version would have opened something that couldn't easily be closed. And the decisions live with you, not with the people you made them for. With you. There are people in your life who think this is easy for you, because you make it look easy.
Because if you didn't make it look easy,
something would shift. They would understand what it costs, and then every time the phone rang, they would feel that. And then you would spend part of the call managing their guilt about the call, while also handling the call. You've thought about saying something, not complaining. Just, this is what it takes. You've run the conversation in your head. And then you've thought about what comes after. The guilt on their faces. And then the next time the phone rings, they would feel it again and look at you differently. And you would have to reassure them that it's okay, that you don't mind, and you would be carrying their guilt about it on top of the call itself. So you haven't said it because saying it doesn't make it lighter. It just gives the weight more people to sit on, and right now the way it is the way that works. The phone rings again. Different number. Same kind of call. You've thought about what would happen if you didn't answer, but you already know how that ends. So you answer, because it is always easier if you do it, and you can see exactly why. You keep doing it, and you do it anyway. And that word from the doctor's office, maybe you got it right. Maybe you didn't. You don't know anymore. The phone rings. You look at the number. You take a breath, and you answer. Tell me in the comments, are you the English person in your family? I read every comment, and I'll see you in the next video.